Hey fam, Live to Eat, Vernon back with you again. I'm a little bit somber for today's episode. A lot of these events that are unfolding in our country and in our society really are showing some ugly sides to the constructs that exist in our country. And really what I want to emphasize for everyone is, above all, we're all people, right? Everyone should be treated with respect and dignity, and no one race should be jockeying for positioning against another. And that being said, just understanding how our civilization here was constructed, and who it benefited first, and all that. There's a whole slew of factors that go into the situation that we're in now. So I did want to just kind of lead off with that and know that I do really still have a heavy heart over this whole thing. Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter. All right, on to the cooking. So, in the spirit of, seeing beyond the life you live, right, and to expand your horizons, that sort of thing, be more inclusive, try new stuff out, right? To that end, we're doing soul food today, Pete. We got oxtails. Oh yeah, oxtails, ooh, right? Life is like a hurricane here in Augsburg. Anyway, what we're gonna do to prep these is I'm going to toss them in a seasoned flour. So kind of going to do a beef bourguignon kind of preparation for it. Flour seasoned with garlic powder, onion powder, salt, and pepper. And I didn't have any all-purpose flour, so I'm using whole wheat flour. What else? Anyway, what the whole point though is I'm just going to basically throw those in here like a shake and bake. I'm going to sear them off in our pan. I have some peanut oil in there. And then ultimately what they're going to do is find a home in my crock pot covered with beef broth, some aromatics in there, a little bit of herbaceousness. We're going to let that thing go for about 6 hours. And then in that meantime, we're going to prep mac and cheese, and we're going to saute some collard greens. That's how we are getting down today. Live to Eat. Stick with us. Welcome back. Today is Soul Food Edition of Live to Eat. I'm Vernon. I probably said it already once. It's fine. Anyway, so what we have going on already, we have taken our 3 pounds of oxtails. I had coated them in a seasoned flour, salt, pepper, garlic powder, onion powder, a little bit of browning liquid, and of course the flour. Now we have them going in the crock pot now with a bunch of beef stock. Basically, you want to make sure that for whatever amount of oxtails that you have enough liquid to cover it. So if you run out of beef stock, put some water on it. It won't hurt. It's cool. Anyway, all right, so let's keep going. Also have about a half an onion in there. We put thyme, parsley, rosemary. Am I forgetting anything? Oh, whatever. If it's green and leafy, we throw it in there. It's cool. All right, so what we're gonna do next is I have just pulled my farfalle out of the water. So we are gonna get our mac and cheese going here. And yeah, I'm using my butterflies because that's how I roll. All right, so basically all we're gonna kind of do here is just kind of alternate layering this thing. And I have a variety of cheeses, one of which I'm just dying to use up because my Aldi order totally got it wrong. They made this individually sliced crap, like Swiss slices, and it's just disgusting. But melted, I think, it probably can't hurt anybody at that point. So we're just gonna go in here and just keep throwing, bits of cheese every which way. It's gonna get all melty and whatever. And I have always extra sharp cheddar on hand, so that is how we're gonna do that. And this will be, I like using these more so than I like shreds, because these give you those awesome little blobs here and there. Oh yeah. Even with the crappy cheese, that'll still be dope. So anyway, I'm gonna continue working on this and get it in the oven. I'm preheating it to be 350. Ultimately, the last step with this guy, once it's all melted and happy goodness, we're gonna throw some extra stuff on the top, little panko breadcrumb, little parm, stuff like that. And we'll do a quick little session with the broiler to get it, that kind of level. So anyway, see you in a bit. Welcome back. We are making soul food today. So guess what we have? We have oxtails in the crock pot. They are falling apart and just about done at this point. Oh man, they smell so friggin' amazing. It's just so fragrant. All the aromatics are just like blasting me in the face piece. Now, what else we've done here? Homemade mac and cheese. I did it up with farfalle, which are butterflies, not bow ties. Don't get it twisted. Did a jalapeno. We have diced jalapeno in there. There's about 4 or 5 different cheeses. I did at the top of Parm, panko breadcrumb, and Gruyere. So, last but not least, we need to get to our greens, right? So I am rolling my lemon here because the last part of this is going to be squeezing this bad boy on there. We have about a cut up yellow onion that is getting to that happy spot in olive oil. Probably have, what, I don't know, 4 tablespoons of olive oil in there. So now we're going to go in with some purple kale that I have washed. All right. Get those all in here. The name of the game is wilting. So that is what we are looking to do. All right. So yeah, once our purple kale gets sufficiently wilted, gives us some room, collard green time. Oh yeah. And then ultimately we're gonna hit the whole thing with salt and pepper. We are gonna add, I don't know, 6 cloves of garlic to it because why the hell not? Yeah, and it's gonna be just freaking baller. I can't wait. This is gonna be so awesome. I can't wait to play this stuff. I'll see you in a bit. Look at what we got here. For real though. Bed of greens, oxtails, some of the carrots that were used as aromatics for the braising liquid in the crock pot. Apologize for the dishwasher, which is apparently trying to drown me out. Anyway, we have the jalapeno mac and cheese. I gave a little dusting of chives and parsley. I'm about to tear this food up. Tear it up. So, I guess, the moral of the story is here, I cared to learn the history of someone, other than myself, and a whole other culture, and I'm richer for it. Black Lives Matter. Let's eat.